Alright guys, we're back at it over here at Joey's house. Got quite a bit done on the car since the last time we were here. We took that little break to work on sunshine for a day or so. Got some more parts in. He's over here tearing boxes open. We're going to be messing with the exhaust today. We're going to try to get the exhaust on over here. We're going to show you how we cut the fender holes out on this and the little plates. Going to put the coil packs on. He's got some on the driver's side. We're going to put the coil packs over here on the passenger side. He's got all the bulkhead over here of all the sensors and everything hooked up. We've got the radiator hoses here. We're just waiting on the line to get here. And he's got to have these. If you look down here, we've got to have these cut and the bulkhead welded on there. He's going to use AN lines for that. He's got the injectors in. What else we got?
Boost reference lines in.
Yeah, all the boost reference line stuff's in.
Yeah, that's in. The injectors are in. All the fuel lines are done. This stuff over here, so the fuel pressure. This is the oil pressure. And this is the map sensor, so the map sensor's in the back. And this here goes to CO2. It splits and it'll go to one wastegate. This will go to the other wastegate.
So we got all that done. We've got the cold side. As you see, it's missing right now, but we've got the cold side piping done. He's got one coat of pookie on it. It's going to take several to get that thing smoothed out. Where is that thing? Let's show that nice piece of work you're doing right now.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, we got some nice body work going on here. It's going to be a process, guys. It's going to take several coats.
All right, you sure you want this? Look at that.
That is nice. Look at that. But you see, we got the blow-off valves in. Don't really want to cover those welds up. Those are looking really nice. Get the blow-off valves, we'll leave those like it is, but all this going to fill in. We filled all this in. We did a little bit different from when y'all saw it. We had these two pieces merging together. It didn't seem to, it didn't line up real good as far as where it was going on the throttle body. So what we did is we moved these out. We put this piece of pipe in, we feathered it down, got that all ticked in. Got all the bungs in for the water mouth. All of that's done. So a lot of progress on it. It's just going to take some filling, and that'll be ready to go. Next time you see that, it'll be painted on the car when we paint the snails. We're actually going to paint the snails black. We're going to paint the charge pipe black. Everything in here is going to stay with the theme of the black and the aluminum, the raw aluminum. We're going to paint the water pump black. I think that's it. Everything else will be wrapped. All the exhaust side, all that'll be wrapped in the black stuff. He's got the, you know, with the titanium color on the blankets. But other than that, we're going to jump in. We'll show you right here. This is where we're going with the exhaust. We're coming right out these little, I mean, what do you call these?
Fender Extension.
Fender Extension is the technical term. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. This is how we butcher it up. We originally, guys, you saw in the last video, we were going to try to go right down here with the exhaust. After further investigation, I guess you would say, or after, you know, trying to run things down through here, it wasn't really, I wouldn't say feasible, comparable to be able to go down here. The tire radius term was hitting it, and it was kind of a pain in the butt when it undulates up and down. We were just really tight, so what we decided to do is just to come out of the exhaust, come back underneath, and go back out the front of the fenders, because originally we were going to take it down, and we were going to go just underneath here somewhere. We didn't want to cut in the fender.
You can see how tight it is between that and the frame.
Yeah, look how tight that is. I don't know if I can crank that up to where you can see, but that is super tight. There's no way we would have been able to make that turn. Plus, we don't want to cut these fenders because they do not repop the fenders on the 56. He can get these fender extenders. They do still make those, so if we mess it up, which I don't see why we would, but if we do, you can actually get those. Or if you ever decided not to do that, he can put those back. But as far as on the fender, you'd screw yourself out of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump over here. We've got this driver's side exhaust kind of somewhat mocked up. We're going to jump over here on this passenger side, and we're going to start messing with it, try to get it wrapped around, try to get it coming out that hole. We'll get our process how we cut these and how we line the hole up. But just another process, guys. Just to, you know, we're kicking it out as much as we can. We're trying to get this thing started here in the next month or so. He's just about got all the wiring done that we can get done right now. But other than that, we're going to jump into it and get after it.
I wanted to see if it hits the turbo.
No, you're nowhere near.
Yeah, so I could. Let me redo that. Let's mark that, and I'll move it out. I won't clamp it. I can just hold it. You look at it. I can move that out. I want to move this out a little bit.
You want to move it?
So yeah. So right now, the way we marked it, it
right,
puts that much in the back of the turbo. So I want to take that mark off and then move this further out.
Is your elbow where you want it to be though, back, or can you just cut some off the line?
Well, I didn't really want to cut any of it off. I wanted to kind of make it look.
Bring it right there.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that I guess we could just make it equal all the way across.
Yeah. I mean, we can put it back in there, but I mean, I think what you're doing right now is going to be fine.
We could always take the tacks off.
It's true. Cut 3 times, measure once.
Kind of looking at the across that.
Yeah, you kind of go up over here, just like that. Go there, you go, right there. Yeah, get as much room as you can. I mean, you're full weight's on the car right now.
So if you look at that side, can you look in there and see?
I can see you're going right up at this second bolt right here, right where your radius port is. You're up to the top on it.
If you look down through here in the light,
I'm looking down through here. You look pretty good right there.
Okay.
You're a little bit higher.
Okay.
Right about there.
Is it pointing, like if you look through the headlight, is it pointing kind of straight that way, or is it pointing?
Let's get underneath here and see. Yeah, you're pointing directly at the headlight.
Okay.
You got plenty of clearance.
All right, so we've got it. You know, we've got a little adjustment here, but basically we're just going to come out this fender, the center of the fender extension. So we'll measure where this is at, and then we'll just measure back, and then that's where we'll put the V band, because you have to take it back off. But let's center our fender extension, and then we'll show how we cut that and go from there.
All right, guys, here we are from under the fender. This is kind of what we're going to be working with here. He's got this slip joint 90.
But I'm going to make a V-band out of it later.
Yeah, we're just going to cut it off. That way we can actually remove it. But this will allow us to fit it in there, get everything coming down where we want to go, because we got to get down to this, to this fender extender right here. That's going to come down. So we're going to come straight out of here, basically down and straight back out. You can see we got plenty of clearance on the tire, plenty of clearance on the turbo and the exhaust. I mean, everything getting in here is getting tight. I mean, it is what it is, and this is the best routing that we can come up with. It is front exit exhaust, so yeah, you're going to catch complaints about what you race in and all that kind of stuff, but we really don't care. We just grudge the car, probably do some high speed index on it, but for the most part, it's going to be a driver. It's just going to be a grudge racer, so we're not worried about all the class rules and that kind of stuff like that. Nobody really complains about that anymore, because everybody's got front exhaust.
We don't fit in, we'll just grudge it at that race.
Yeah, we got somewhere else we can go to. We'll run a class. I mean, most of your street classes don't complain anymore. I mean,
pretty much index anyway.
Yeah.
So they don't get into the exhaust past the firewall and
all that crap.
It's usually a tire size and
and that's out the window. All the ones we race, at least around here, because it's all 8 mile stuff. So here we go. All right, guys, here we got. We got that fender extender. What we got to do is drill this little pilot hole right here. Then we're ready to flip it over. We've got our nifty little jig we've got here.
Hey, this is scrap from out at the house, so.
Yeah, it's definitely got to have, because this thing right here, if you try to drill it without that, you're going to cut yourself to pieces.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah. So basically got to get a little pilot hole started here. Yeah, everything's got 2 layers on it, guys. So what happens, these pieces right here, this actually pinches to hold it in place. So now we got that pilot in, we got a little 4-inch drill hole here, and we'll drill it from the back side and go out the other side. If you look at the other side of it, it's got this lip right here, and it drills right in the middle of that. So I'm trying to drill from this side there, it'd just be nasty.
All right, let the fun begin.
All right, guys, there we go. One perfectly cut circle.
Just needs a little file.
Yeah. Just varnish off the ends. The nice thing about these guys is you don't have to buy the little trim rings on these, because it's already got a nice finished edge on it. If you look at the one here, I mean, there's no need. There's really no way to put that trim piece, because it goes up here on top of that. But I mean, it doesn't need it. And obviously this right here will be cut back. We don't know quite yet if we're going to teardrop it or if we're just going to flush it and come out, so it kind of just blends in. Kind of like the teardrop look, but we'll see that when we get them all on there completely cinched up and everything welded, and then just kind of decide from there. And it's not critical at this moment, so we'll run with it like that.
Look at that.
Yeah, we also get a bullhorn on there. Tell you what, nice thing about these things too is you don't got to worry about them burning the paint with the exhaust coming out, being that it's just a piece of chrome. I mean, they'll still get the black ash and soot on it, but it's not going to be anything like, mine come out the fender. I haven't melted any paint yet, but it's just a pain in the butt to clean it. All right, guys, we got the exhaust done to the point that all we got to do now is just tack everything up and weld it. I think we're going to jump over here, try to get this other coil pack on this passenger side. We've already got the one on the driver's side hooked up, so once we do that, mostly all the electrical on the bottom side will actually be done. Here's a look at our exhaust right now. You can look at this side here. This goes through. We've got a good match of this side going through here. Both coming out. Obviously, that's not it. And this side here, like I said, we'll cut those flush more than likely. just where it's a nice taper coming out the end. But other than that, we're gonna jump over here and start knocking this out. All right, guys, here's our coil pack setup. You can see he's already got everything wired. Just kind of ran wild right now, wherever it's got to go. But got it on the nice brackets. We're gonna mount them down here. You're mounting them down there on the frame rail, correct?
Actually, mount them on the frame.
On the frame.
So it'll actually make it easier because this has got to go to the head for the engine ground, and then this is going to a set of relays, and this is going to the battery. Let me drill this one hole, and then we're going to use these thread outlets, and so we can actually use a bolt.
Can you put it on the bottom side or the inside of the frame?
Inside the frame.
Oh, okay.
You want to see? You can actually see one over here.
Yeah, I'll get over here and see if I can see on that side. All right, guys, you can see on this side here, on the inside of the frame where he's got his coil packs. Out of the way of the bottom, even when it comes up and slams down, it's not going to hit anything. Everything's nice and clean, tucked away. We do the exact same thing on the other side. Somebody's asking us about the oil feeds and the drains. You can see right here, here's the oil feed, come right out of the place where the oil filter is, comes right across into a T. This one also goes up to this one on the driver's side. This one here will go across and go over to the passenger side. Pretty simple little setup. Drain lines, I don't know if I can get down in there to see.
Is that the front? Maybe use a light?
Yeah. You can see right there, that's where the actual drain line will go back in. So we've got one on the other side just like that. It's actually a -12 reduced down to a 10, but it won't make a difference either way. 10's kind of normal. That's what's coming off the bottom of the turbo. So those of you who are asking about that, that's the simplest way to do it. Just come right out of here where that oil line is coming out of your oil filter. Just put you a T or a Y or something like that and just split off to go to both of them. I don't know if y'all have ever used these threadlet things, guys, but they are lifesavers when it comes to trying to bolt stuff in.
And there you go.
One set.
And there's different sizes. This is a 1/4 20. So you've got different sizes that you can use. It's long-winded.
I was gonna say.
Yep, so you thread it all the way in. And
almost like putting a pop rivet in.
yes, very much so.
All right, guys, we got everything done we wanted to get done today. Got the exhaust to the point where we want to get it all tacked up and welded. We got the coil packs on passenger side, got the coil packs on the driver's side. All that's taken care of.
Well, now we've got to do the radiator, what we talked about earlier.
Right.
Get that welded in, get that stuff on. Finish up the exhaust. We need to set the pinion angle.
I mean, other than that, it's pretty much just wiring.
Other than that, it's we're waiting on a dipstick from Low Car. Got the drain line hoses, and that's really it.
But that's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, hit that like button, and we will catch you guys on the next one.